recently had to hire a tree professional to take down these two monster oak trees. I got a pretty good deal on the job, but that was also due to the fact that I told him I was going to deal with all the logs. So I got a good price, and truth be told, I kind of wanted the logs for firewood. So here we are. I have this mess. I've been sawing away at this pile of logs here. I've gotten about half of them sawed up into 16-inch lengths. Only trouble is my little Wen electric log splitter, which I've made several videos on that splitter, it can't really handle monstrous oak rounds like this. So thankfully I have some really kind neighbors where I live, and the neighbor graciously offered to let me borrow his Arians. This is a 27-ton log splitter, so I figure make a little video about that. Now these logs, or well, these rounds, some of these rounds are absolutely monstrous. This round right here probably weighs 250 pounds, so I need a little bit of help moving some of these rounds to the splitter, but thankfully I still have the tractor on loan, so I'm going to be using this. My plan is I'm going to use the backhoe for these larger rounds, kind of scoot them over to in front of the splitter here, and then from there I should be able to split them up. And then I also have the dump trailer positioned a little bit further down the hill here, so I'm unsure if I'm going to load up that rock bucket attachment with the split wood and then just drive it down to the dump trailer and dump it in from time to time, or whether I'm just going to put the split wood on the side of this path here for now, and then you know, while I have the splitter on loan, get as much done as possible, and then come back with the tractor and pick it up and then dump it in the dump trailer. So that's yet to be determined, but anyway, it's enough yabbering. Got a lot of work to do today. Back for day number 2 of splitting wood. Had a rough start yesterday morning. I think I was just trying to rush things through and I wasn't really thinking. Just trying to muscle through the job, and that proved to be very ineffective. You know, I found that quite oftentimes in life, when you're going about a long and strenuous and difficult task, sometimes you're much more efficient, more productive when you slow down, analyze the situation, and try and use your brain rather than your muscles. Oftentimes you'll find that you end up being more productive and you get the job done quicker, utilizing less energy. So just food for thought. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you my setup for the day. And then I'll set up the camera and you can watch me split some more wood here. So anyway, we have the splitter positioned downhill. So I have my rounds cut uphill there. I just roll them down and I try and land them on the bottom metal flange of the splitter. Something else that I've done to really make it easier to land those, well, let me back up here. One of the biggest challenges I'm having when it comes to moving these big rounds down to the splitter base here is trying to land them on the metal flange of the splitter. Now, I've added these thin split pieces of wood, and these are critical, but because what these do, they raise up the ground level as to where it's slightly higher than the metal flange of the splitter. That's really important because if I'm rolling a big round down here, and I go to flip it over and I miss that metal flange, because that wood on the ground is higher than the flange of the splitter, then I can just kind of muscle the round directly underneath that flange. I don't have to lift the round up, I just kind of have to push it into place, and it makes for a much easier process of positioning the round underneath the splitter. Hopefully that makes sense. You'll see it in action here in a moment here, but let me get back to work.